In the hustle and bustle of modern life, the pursuit of inner peace often seems like an elusive goal. We're constantly bombarded by external pressures, work, relationships, societal expectations, and we frequently find ourselves overwhelmed by stress and anxiety. The quest for tranquility seems more distant than ever, yet the solution might be simpler than we think. Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, offers timeless wisdom in his personal reflections, compiled in Meditations. Despite his immense power and responsibility, Marcus Aurelius faced the same struggles that many of us encounter today: stress, uncertainty, and the need to find meaning in a chaotic world. His journal, written in solitude during moments of reflection, provides deep insights into how we can achieve inner peace, regardless of external circumstances. These principles of Stoic philosophy have remained relevant for centuries because they offer practical and actionable advice that anyone can apply to their life. In this video, we'll explore how the profound teachings of Meditations by Marcus Aurelius can be applied to modern life. From managing stress and overcoming challenges to cultivating resilience and finding peace amidst chaos, Marcus' reflections provide a blueprint for living a more meaningful and balanced life. You'll learn how to focus on what you can control, let go of what you can't, and embrace the wisdom of Stoicism to navigate life's complexities with greater ease and clarity. By the end of this video, you'll not only have a deeper understanding of Marcus Aurelius' philosophy, but also practical tools to help you achieve the inner peace that we all seek. The principles and Meditations aren't just ancient teachings. They are a roadmap for thriving in today's world. Join us as we uncover how you can apply these timeless lessons to your own life and start the journey toward a more peaceful and purposeful existence. Part 1. Who was Marcus Aurelius? Marcus Aurelius is one of the most revered figures in history, not only for his role as a Roman emperor, but also for his contributions to Stoic philosophy. His legacy is largely shaped by his ability to govern an empire while maintaining a deep commitment to self-reflection and personal virtue. Born in 121 AD, Marcus Aurelius ascended to the throne during a tumultuous period in Roman history, navigating wars, political instability, and personal challenges. Despite these external pressures, he is remembered for his philosophical insights, his focus on personal development, and his unwavering dedication to leading a virtuous life. The early life of Marcus Aurelius. Marcus was born into an aristocratic family and raised under the care of his grandfather and later his adoptive family. From a young age, he was groomed for leadership, receiving a rigorous education in rhetoric, philosophy, and law. His early exposure to Stoic philosophy, an ethical system founded by Zeno of Citium, shaped much of his worldview. The Stoics believed in virtue as the highest good and taught that one should align their life with reason, accept the impermanence of the world, and focus on what one could control, all of which Marcus Aurelius would embody throughout his life. At just 17, he became the adopted son of Emperor Antoninus Pius, a crucial turning point in his life. This adoption set him on the path to becoming Emperor of Rome. From there, Marcus would spend his reign balancing his philosophical ideals with the practical demands of leading one of the largest and most powerful empires in history. His reign as emperor, Marcus Aurelius ascended to the imperial throne in 161 AD, and his reign lasted until his death in 180 AD. It was marked by constant military conflict, particularly along Rome's eastern and northern borders, where he had to defend the empire against barbarian invasions. Yet, despite being embroiled in constant wars, Marcus is often regarded as a philosopher king, someone who combined the duties of a ruler with deep introspection and moral responsibility. Unlike many rulers who were driven by power or personal glory, Marcus Aurelius was driven by a sense of duty to the people of Rome and a desire to govern justly. He was deeply influenced by Stoic principles, which emphasize virtue, self-control, and the idea that leaders should be of service to others rather than seeking power for personal gain. This was especially evident in his commitment to serving as a compassionate and wise ruler who viewed leadership as a moral responsibility rather than an opportunity for personal enrichment. Despite the challenges of ruling an empire, Marcus Aurelius sought to remain humble and dedicated to the well-being of his people. He often expressed his belief that a ruler should not live in luxury, but should instead focus on the common good. His actions, such as his military campaigns, were always carried out with the goal of preserving peace and ensuring stability for the Roman Empire. The philosophical journey. While Marcus Aurelius is best known for his leadership, it's his philosophical journey that truly sets him apart. As emperor, he faced numerous personal struggles, including the loss of family members, the pressures of leadership, and the challenge of maintaining a sense of inner peace amidst the chaos of war. It was during these moments of hardship that Marcus turned to philosophy, particularly Stoicism, as a source of comfort and guidance. Meditations was written in the privacy of his personal journals and served as a means for him to reflect on his thoughts, feelings, and experiences. The work is unique in that it was never intended for public consumption. It was simply a series of personal reflections that he used to guide his own actions and thoughts. In Meditations, Marcus Aurelius doesn't offer abstract philosophical musings. Instead, he offers practical wisdom that he applied to his own life. His reflections on topics like self-control, gratitude, acceptance of fate, and living with integrity resonate just as strongly today as they did when he first wrote them. Why Marcus Aurelius matters today. Marcus Aurelius' teachings, especially as outlined in Meditations, offer valuable insights into how we can live more meaningful, fulfilled lives. His philosophy encourages us to cultivate inner strength, face adversity with dignity, and focus on what is within our control. As we face our own challenges, whether personal, professional, or societal, his lessons provide a timeless framework for achieving inner peace. In the modern world where distractions, stress, and uncertainty are omnipresent, the wisdom of Marcus Aurelius serves as a beacon, guiding us toward a life of greater purpose and contentment. His life and writings show that regardless of external circumstances, it is possible to lead a life of virtue, calmness, and wisdom. In the next part, we'll dive deeper into Meditations itself and explore why this work continues to resonate across centuries, offering practical lessons that can be applied to our daily lives. Part 2. What is Meditations and why is it relevant today? Meditations by Marcus Aurelius is one of the most significant works of Stoic philosophy, offering profound insights into the human condition and practical wisdom for living a virtuous life. It was written by the Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius during his personal moments of reflection while he was leading the Roman Empire and fighting military campaigns. The work is unique not only because of its philosophical depth, but also because it was never meant to be published. It was essentially a private journal. In it, Marcus Aurelius recorded his thoughts, struggles, and observations, using philosophy as a way to navigate the complexities of life and the burdens of leadership. The origins and structure of Meditations. Meditations is not a traditional philosophical treatise or a work of structured argumentation. It is a collection of personal notes, reflections, and maxims. It was written over a period of years, likely between 170 and 180 AD, and was intended as a tool for self-improvement rather than for public instruction. The book is divided into 12 books, each containing various passages in which Marcus Aurelius grapples with life's challenges, offering wisdom on how to remain virtuous in the face of adversity. These reflections cover a wide range of topics, including ethics, human nature, the impermanence of life, and the pursuit of tranquility. The beauty of Meditations lies in its accessibility. Unlike many philosophical works that can be abstract or technical, Meditations is deeply personal and speaks to universal themes, making it relevant to people of all walks of life. Marcus Aurelius did not write with an audience in mind. Instead, he used his journal to guide himself, serving as a self-reminder of the Stoic principles that he sought to live by. It is this raw, unfiltered quality that makes Meditations so impactful. It allows readers to step into the mind of one of history's greatest leaders and see how he applied Stoic philosophy to his daily life. The core message of Meditations. The central themes of Meditations are rooted in Stoicism, a philosophy that emphasizes the importance of virtue, self-control, and rationality in navigating life's challenges. Stoicism teaches that the only things we can control are our thoughts, actions, and reactions, while everything else, circumstances, other people, the future, is beyond our influence. This principle is fundamental to the work of Marcus Aurelius, who often reminds himself, throughout the meditations, to focus on what he can control and to let go of his attachment to things outside of his influence. Aurelius frequently reflects on the nature of life, urging himself to remember the brevity of existence. He reminds himself that death is inevitable and that our time on earth is fleeting, which is why we must focus on living in accordance with our values, rather than becoming distracted by transient pleasures or external rewards. He advocates for cultivating an attitude of equanimity, remaining calm and steadfast in the face of difficulties, and embracing whatever life brings without resistance. One of the most important lessons from meditations is the idea that external events do not determine our happiness. Our internal response to those events does. Marcus Aurelius writes, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." This simple yet powerful principle emphasizes the importance of cultivating a peaceful mind, regardless of the chaos or stress that may surround us. Why meditations is still relevant today. In a world where we are constantly bombarded with distractions, stress, and a sense of uncertainty, the lessons from meditations have never been more relevant. Marcus Aurelius' teachings offer a timeless framework for navigating the complexities of modern life, providing guidance on how to maintain inner peace, focus on what matters, and live with virtue, even in the face of adversity. One of the key reasons why meditations continues to resonate is its emphasis on personal responsibility and control. In today's world, we are often faced with a myriad of challenges, whether personal or societal. We may feel overwhelmed by the demands of work, the pressures of relationships, or the constant flood of information from social media. Meditations reminds us that, while we cannot control these external factors, we can control our response to them. By focusing on cultivating virtues like patience, resilience, and rationality, we can maintain a sense of calm and clarity, no matter what life throws our way. Another reason why meditations remains relevant is its emphasis on the importance of self-reflection. In today's fast-paced world, it's easy to become disconnected from ourselves and our true values. We often chase external success or approval without pausing to consider whether those pursuits align with our deeper sense of purpose. Marcus Aurelius' practice of journaling and self-examination offers a powerful tool for reconnecting with ourselves and reassessing our priorities. By regularly taking time for reflection, we can ensure that we are living in alignment with our values and making choices that contribute to our well-being and happiness. Finally, meditations offers a practical philosophy for dealing with adversity. Life is full of challenges, whether they are personal setbacks, conflicts with others, or external crises. Marcus Aurelius reminds us that we cannot control the world around us, but we can control how we respond to it. His reflections on the importance of accepting fate, cultivating resilience, and practicing self-discipline provide us with the tools to navigate difficult times with grace and strength. The timeless nature of meditations. Ultimately, Meditations by Marcus Aurelius is more than just a historical text. It is a guide for living a better life in the present. Its Stoic wisdom offers a pathway to inner peace, helping us navigate the modern world with greater clarity and purpose. Whether you are facing personal struggles, seeking to improve your mental health, or simply striving for greater happiness, the lessons from Marcus Aurelius' meditations provide timeless insights into how we can cultivate a life of virtue, tranquility, and resilience. Part 3. The Stoic Mindset, Shifting Your Perspective. At the heart of Meditations by Marcus Aurelius lies the Stoic Philosophy, a mindset that champions the importance of reason, self-discipline, and inner tranquility in the face of external challenges. The Stoic approach to life is centered around the idea that our thoughts, actions, and reactions are within our control, while the circumstances of our external world are not. This profound shift in perspective, understanding that we have the power to shape how we respond to life, forms the foundation of a Stoic mindset. In this section, we will explore how adopting this mindset can lead to a more peaceful, fulfilling life, just as it did for Marcus Aurelius, and how it can help modern individuals cope with the pressures of the 21st century. The core of the Stoic mindset. At its core, Stoicism teaches that we should focus on the things that are within our control, our thoughts, our actions, and our judgments, and accept the things that are beyond our control with equanimity. This central tenet of Stoic philosophy is captured in one of Marcus Aurelius' most famous reflections. The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. For Marcus, our internal world, the way we think, feel, and respond to events, is far more important than external circumstances. This means that while we cannot control what happens to us, whether we face financial struggles, relationship challenges, or global crises, we can control how we respond to these events. The Stoic mindset shifts our perspective from trying to change the world around us to focusing on changing our own reactions to it. This practice of detachment from external outcomes allows us to maintain inner peace, regardless of the tumultuous world around us. The Stoic practice of focusing on what we can control aligns closely with another principle in Meditations, the idea that we should strive to live in accordance with nature. This means accepting the impermanence of life and recognizing that everything, good and bad, will pass. By accepting the natural flow of events, we free ourselves from unnecessary suffering caused by attachment to fleeting things. Whether it's fame, wealth, or status, the Stoic mindset teaches us not to attach our happiness to external accomplishments because they are not permanent. Reframing negative emotions. One of the most powerful tools in the Stoic mindset is the ability to reframe negative emotions and thoughts. Rather than succumbing to frustration, anger, or anxiety, Stoics encourage us to question and challenge our emotional responses. In Meditations, Marcus Aurelius regularly reflects on how we should not be disturbed by the behaviors of others or the difficulties of life, as these things are beyond our control. Instead, he advises that we examine the root cause of our emotions, often asking ourselves, what does this event really mean? This practice of reframing helps shift our perspective from one of victimhood to one of empowerment. For example, if we are faced with a setback or an unfair situation, we can ask ourselves, what can I learn from this? Or, how can I grow stronger from this experience? By recognizing that negative events are opportunities for growth and learning, we can transform feelings of frustration into motivation for self-improvement. This shift in perspective helps us cultivate resilience, making it easier to endure challenges with grace and dignity, embracing adversity as a path to growth. For Marcus Aurelius, adversity was not something to be feared or avoided. It was a natural part of life that could be embraced as an opportunity for personal growth. In fact, one of the central themes of Meditations is the idea that challenges, suffering, and discomfort are essential to developing virtue and strength. He reminds himself repeatedly that hardship is a test of character, and that it is through overcoming difficulties that we become better, more virtuous people. In Book 2 of Meditations, Marcus Aurelius writes, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." This powerful reflection speaks to the Stoic belief that obstacles should not be seen as roadblocks, but rather as opportunities to demonstrate our resilience and commitment to living virtuously. Whether we face external challenges like a difficult job or personal setbacks, Stoicism teaches us to view these experiences as the very opportunities we need to develop the qualities that lead to a meaningful life. This mindset allows us to see adversity not as something to be avoided or feared, but as an inevitable part of life that can teach us important lessons. Instead of dwelling on the difficulty of a situation, we can focus on how we can respond with courage, patience, and wisdom. By adopting this perspective, we are better equipped to handle whatever life throws our way, transforming potential sources of suffering into chances for growth. The practice of daily reflection. A key practice in Stoicism, one that Marcus Aurelius embraced fully, is daily self-reflection. In Meditations, he often writes about the importance of examining his actions, thoughts, and emotions at the end of each day. This practice of reflection allows him to assess whether he has lived according to his principles, and whether he has acted with wisdom, integrity, and patience. It is a way to learn from each day's experiences and make adjustments for the future. In today's fast-paced world, it is easy to rush through life without taking the time to reflect on our actions or the impact of our decisions. However, by taking time each day to pause and reflect, we can gain greater clarity about what truly matters and ensure that we are living intentionally. This practice can take many forms, such as journaling, meditation, or simply sitting in quiet contemplation. The goal is not to judge ourselves harshly, but to identify areas where we can improve and reinforce our commitment to living a virtuous life. Through daily reflection, we also cultivate self-awareness. By becoming more attuned to our thoughts and behaviors, we can begin to notice patterns and tendencies that may not align with our values. This awareness allows us to course-correct and align our actions more closely with our principles, leading to a life that is more congruent with our true selves. Practicing gratitude and acceptance. Another important element of the Stoic mindset is the practice of gratitude and acceptance. In meditations, Marcus Aurelius frequently reminds himself to be grateful for what he has, rather than focusing on what he lacks. He often writes about the fleeting nature of life and the importance of appreciating the present moment. Gratitude helps shift our perspective from one of scarcity to one of abundance, reminding us that even in times of difficulty, we still have much to be thankful for. Acceptance is also a key part of the Stoic mindset. Marcus Aurelius teaches us to accept the things we cannot change and focus on what we can control. By accepting the world as it is, rather than wishing it were different, we can reduce our stress and anxiety. This practice of acceptance doesn't mean giving up or resigning ourselves to a life of passivity. It means acknowledging that some things are beyond our control and learning to let go of our attachment to them. The power of the Stoic mindset. Adopting the Stoic mindset is not about eliminating emotions or becoming indifferent to life's challenges. Instead, it is about cultivating a sense of inner peace that allows us to navigate the ups and downs of life with grace and wisdom. By shifting our perspective, reframing negative emotions, embracing adversity as an opportunity for growth, and practicing daily reflection, we can live a life of greater purpose, tranquility, and resilience. Part 4. Accepting what you cannot control. One of the most powerful and transformative concepts in Stoic philosophy, particularly emphasized in Meditations by Marcus Aurelius, is the importance of accepting what we cannot control. It is a core tenet of Stoicism that freedom, inner peace, and emotional well-being come from understanding that many aspects of life, whether personal, professional, or societal, are beyond our control. What truly matters, according to Marcus Aurelius, is how we respond to those circumstances. In this section, we will explore the profound impact of accepting the uncontrollable and how it can help us find peace in an unpredictable world. The dichotomy of control. A fundamental Stoic principle is the dichotomy of control, a concept Marcus Aurelius repeatedly meditates on throughout his writings. This principle teaches us to distinguish between what is within our control, our thoughts, actions, and attitudes, and what is outside of our control, other people's behavior, the passage of time, external events, and natural forces. The Stoics argue that true freedom comes from acknowledging the limits of our control and focusing our energy and efforts on the things we can change. Marcus Aurelius captures this idea in Meditations when he writes, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This powerful insight offers a roadmap for how to approach life's challenges. We may not be able to prevent or control difficult situations, but we have the ability to control how we respond to them. This distinction enables us to let go of anxiety, frustration, and anger, because we recognize that these emotions are often tied to our attachment to things beyond our influence. In practice, this mindset requires us to shift our focus. When we find ourselves frustrated with an outcome or another person's behavior, we can ask ourselves, what is in my control right now? By focusing on our thoughts and actions, we can reclaim our power and cultivate a sense of calm and clarity. Rather than feeling helpless or defeated, we become empowered to respond in a way that aligns with our values and principles. Understanding the uncontrollable. One of the key reasons why accepting what we cannot control is so crucial for inner peace is that life is inherently unpredictable and full of uncertainties. We can try our best to plan, prepare, and protect ourselves from hardship, but no matter how much we anticipate, life will always throw unexpected challenges our way. Whether it's a health crisis, a global pandemic, a natural disaster, or simply a change in personal circumstances, we cannot control the course of events. Marcus Aurelius understood this well. He reflects in Meditations that the world is constantly changing and that the forces of nature, whether the weather, the economy, or human behavior, are beyond our influence. Accepting the unpredictability of life allows us to embrace the inherent uncertainty and take a more relaxed, less anxious approach to it. When we can let go of the need to control every detail, we allow ourselves the freedom to adapt and flow with life's rhythms. Rather than resisting change or fighting against circumstances, we can acknowledge the natural ebb and flow of life and respond with grace. Marcus Aurelius reminds himself, and us, that the universe is constantly in motion, and trying to hold on to things that are fleeting or out of our grasp only leads to frustration. By recognizing the transience of life, we learn to detach ourselves from outcomes that we cannot control and focus on how we can live virtuously in the face of these challenges. The role of acceptance in reducing suffering. Acceptance, as taught by Marcus Aurelius, is not about resignation or passivity. Rather, it is about acknowledging reality and relinquishing the illusion of control. This act of accepting what we cannot change brings with it a sense of peace, because we no longer waste energy on resistance. We no longer dwell on what could have been or what might have happened. Instead, we focus on the present moment and how we can act with wisdom, patience, and courage in the face of what is. One of the key benefits of acceptance is its ability to reduce suffering. When we are unable to accept things beyond our control, we often experience emotional turmoil. We may feel frustration, resentment, or helplessness because we cannot change the course of events. These negative emotions can cloud our judgment, disturb our peace of mind, and prevent us from seeing potential solutions. However, by accepting things as they are, whether it's a setback, a difficult person, or an unavoidable circumstance, we can reduce the emotional burden that these uncontrollable factors impose on us. In Meditations, Marcus Aurelius reflects on this idea when he writes, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." This perspective teaches us that obstacles, difficulties, and hardships are not something to fight against, but rather something to work with. Instead of resisting challenges, we can learn from them, grow through them, and transform them into opportunities for development. Practicing letting go of attachment. Acceptance also involves letting go of attachment to specific outcomes or desires. One of the primary sources of suffering in life is our attachment to how things should be, rather than how they actually are. We often become attached to the idea of a certain result, a specific relationship, or an ideal version of our lives, and when things do not align with these expectations, we experience disappointment and frustration. Marcus Aurelius teaches us to approach life without attachment to specific outcomes. He reminds us that we cannot control the trajectory of our lives, nor can we predict the future. Instead of striving to hold on to rigid expectations, Stoicism encourages us to remain flexible and open to whatever comes our way. By embracing the concept of eudaimonia, or flourishing, living in alignment with our virtues and values, we can remain centered and at peace, regardless of the circumstances. This approach doesn't mean that we should abandon our goals or stop striving for improvement. Rather, it means that we should focus on the process, not just the outcome. By practicing non-attachment, we learn to appreciate the journey and the growth that comes with it, without being tied to a particular end result. Applying acceptance in modern life. In modern life, the Stoic practice of accepting what we cannot control has never been more relevant. With the constant flow of information, societal pressures, and global uncertainties, it's easy to feel overwhelmed by events that are beyond our control. The rise of social media, economic instability, and the stress of balancing work, relationships, and personal well-being can often make us feel helpless or anxious. However, by applying the Stoic principle of accepting what is beyond our control, we can find peace amidst the chaos. Whether it's dealing with a challenging boss, a difficult political climate, or unexpected life changes, Stoicism teaches us to focus on how we respond. By shifting our focus from external events to our internal responses, we can take control of our emotional state and find clarity in even the most tumultuous situations. A helpful exercise in practicing acceptance is to regularly ask ourselves, is this something I can control? If the answer is no, then we can consciously choose to release our attachment to it. This simple practice allows us to free up mental and emotional energy, which can then be channeled into things we can influence, like our own attitudes, actions, and growth. Finding peace through acceptance. Ultimately, the practice of accepting what we cannot control is an essential pathway to inner peace. It liberates us from the constant striving to change the uncontrollable, allowing us to focus on what truly matters: our thoughts, our actions, and our inner state. By learning to accept the natural flow of life and our limitations as humans, we create the space for calm, resilience, and equanimity. Marcus Aurelius, through his meditations, invites us to embrace this Stoic practice of acceptance as a means of finding true freedom, not freedom from external challenges, but freedom from the internal turmoil that arises from trying to control the uncontrollable. It is in this acceptance that we discover peace, no matter what the external world may bring. Part 5. Embracing adversity, turning challenges into opportunities. In Meditations, Marcus Aurelius frequently touches upon the theme of adversity and how it can be embraced as a source of growth and strength. Stoicism teaches us that challenges are not obstacles to our happiness or success, but opportunities to practice virtue, resilience, and wisdom. This section explores how we can apply Marcus Aurelius' guidance to turn adversity into an advantage in our modern lives. The Stoic view of adversity. For Marcus Aurelius, adversity was an inevitable part of life, and he saw it not as something to avoid, but as something to be welcomed as a teacher. He understood that suffering and challenges are a natural part of the human experience, and in Meditations, he often reflects on the idea that everything that happens to us can be used to refine our character. This perspective is encapsulated in the famous Stoic maxim, "The obstacle is the way." In essence, Marcus Aurelius believed that obstacles should not be seen as roadblocks, but rather as opportunities for personal growth. Each difficulty we face, whether it's an emotional struggle, a financial setback, a personal loss, or any other form of adversity, presents an opportunity to practice Stoic virtues such as patience, courage, and wisdom. He writes in Meditations, "What stands in the way becomes the way." This profound statement encapsulates the Stoic mindset that adversity is not something that disrupts our path. Rather, it is a crucial part of the path itself. Each challenge, if approached with the right mindset, becomes an opportunity to demonstrate and build inner strength. Reframing challenges as opportunities. One of the core practices in Stoicism is the idea of cognitive reframing, changing the way we perceive a situation. Instead of seeing challenges as misfortunes, we can choose to view them as opportunities for self-improvement. For example, consider a person who faces criticism or failure. The common response might be to feel rejected, frustrated, or defeated. However, from a Stoic perspective, criticism can be seen as a chance to reflect on one's actions and improve. Failure, rather than something to fear, becomes an opportunity to learn and try again with greater wisdom. Marcus Aurelius consistently reminds himself that the difficulties he faces, whether in his personal life, his political role, or his health, are part of the human condition. He chooses to see them as opportunities for growth and improvement. In this way, he demonstrates the essential Stoic practice of viewing every challenge as a chance to become better. This mindset requires us to detach ourselves from our immediate emotional reactions and take a step back to assess the situation. Instead of reacting with frustration or despair, we can ask ourselves, what can I learn from this? How can this adversity make me a better person? This approach shifts our focus from the negative aspects of the situation to the positive possibilities that it presents. The importance of resilience. Resilience is another key aspect of Stoic philosophy. In Meditations, Marcus Aurelius emphasizes the importance of fortitude and perseverance in the face of adversity. Resilience is not about avoiding or escaping difficulties, but about enduring and growing stronger because of them. Marcus writes, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." This concept is central to Stoicism and suggests that we should embrace difficulties because they are opportunities to strengthen our character, rather than being discouraged or disheartened by adversity. Stoics strive to use it as a stepping stone to greater self-mastery. Resilience is cultivated through practice. The more we face challenges and choose to respond with patience, wisdom, and clarity, the more we strengthen our ability to endure hardships without being overwhelmed by them. Just as muscles grow stronger through resistance, our minds and spirits grow stronger through adversity, transforming suffering into strength. One of the most powerful aspects of Stoic thought is its focus on transforming suffering into strength. Stoics do not deny the reality of pain or hardship. They accept it as part of life. However, they believe that the way we respond to suffering defines our character and our ability to live a virtuous life. In Meditations, Marcus Aurelius reflects on the role of suffering in personal development. What is not good for the hive is not good for the bee. This analogy illustrates that, just as individual bees must endure hardships for the benefit of the hive, we, as individuals, must endure suffering to cultivate the virtues that contribute to the collective well-being of society. Pain and hardship are seen not as punishments, but as opportunities for personal growth. The Stoic approach to suffering is transformative because it encourages us to view hardship through the lens of opportunity rather than victimhood. When faced with adversity, the Stoic response is to ask, how can I use this experience to grow? How can this challenge teach me to be more patient, compassionate, or courageous? This shift in perspective allows us to maintain our emotional equilibrium even in the most difficult of circumstances. Rather than being consumed by frustration, anger, or despair, we learn to meet suffering with equanimity and grace. Practicing the Stoic virtues in adversity. Stoicism teaches that adversity is an opportunity to practice and embody the four cardinal virtues: wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. Each of these virtues is crucial for facing and overcoming challenges. Wisdom, the ability to understand and make sound judgments, is essential when faced with adversity. In the face of a challenge, we must pause and consider the best course of action, weighing our options with clarity and foresight. Wisdom enables us to respond thoughtfully, rather than react impulsively or emotionally. Courage. Adversity often calls for courage, the strength to face fear, pain, or difficulty. Whether it's confronting a personal failure, taking a bold step in our career, or facing an unexpected crisis, courage is required to move forward in the face of fear. Justice. In times of adversity, it is important to treat others with fairness and compassion. Whether we are dealing with a personal conflict or a larger societal issue, the Stoic virtue of justice reminds us to act with integrity and kindness, even when the circumstances are challenging. Temperance. In moments of difficulty, it is easy to become overwhelmed by emotions such as anger, frustration, or impatience. Temperance is the virtue that helps us maintain emotional balance, ensuring that we do not overreact to adversity, but respond with measured and calm deliberation. By practicing these virtues in the face of adversity, we transform challenges into opportunities for personal development. Each difficult situation becomes a chance to cultivate the virtues that make us better people, not just in times of ease, but also in times of hardship. Applying the Stoic approach to modern challenges. In modern life, we face a wide range of challenges, both personal and collective. Whether dealing with personal setbacks, economic difficulties, social issues, or global crises, the Stoic approach to adversity offers valuable lessons for today's world. For example, the current global health crisis has created widespread uncertainty and suffering. While we cannot control the virus itself, we can control how we respond to it. By embracing the Stoic mindset, we can transform this period of adversity into an opportunity to strengthen our character, cultivate gratitude, and help others, whether it's through acts of kindness, maintaining our inner peace, or practicing patience. We have the power to turn adversity into something positive. Similarly, in our personal lives, we may face setbacks or obstacles that feel insurmountable. The Stoic practice of reframing challenges as opportunities allows us to approach these difficulties with a sense of purpose and optimism. Rather than viewing hardship as a sign of failure, we can see it as a chance to develop resilience, learn new skills, and deepen our understanding of ourselves. Part 6. Focusing on the present moment. In Meditations, Marcus Aurelius repeatedly emphasizes the importance of living in the present moment. Stoic philosophy teaches that the present is all we have, and that by focusing our energy on what we can control in the here and now, we cultivate a life of peace, purpose, and fulfillment. This section explores why focusing on the present is crucial for mental well-being, and how we can apply Marcus Aurelius' wisdom to avoid getting lost in the past or anxious about the future. The power of now. One of the key principles in Stoicism is the recognition that the past and the future are beyond our control. Marcus Aurelius, as both a Roman emperor and a Stoic philosopher, was acutely aware of how easy it is to become distracted by concerns about things that have already happened or things that might happen. Yet, as he writes in Meditations, it is in the present moment that we have the power to act, to think, and to live with purpose. He writes, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This statement highlights the Stoic view that while we cannot change the past or control the future, we do have the power to control how we respond to what happens in the present. This is the essence of living in the moment, focusing on what is before us and not wasting energy on what is beyond our reach. Focusing on the present does not mean disregarding the lessons of the past or ignoring the future entirely. Instead, it means acknowledging that the only time we can influence is now. We cannot change what has happened, and we cannot predict or control what is to come. Therefore, the most effective way to live a meaningful and productive life is to give our full attention to the present. The Stoic practice of mindfulness. In modern psychology, mindfulness has become a widely recognized practice for reducing stress and increasing well-being. Surprisingly, Stoics practiced a form of mindfulness long before it became a buzzword. For Marcus Aurelius, mindfulness meant being fully aware of the present moment and focusing on our thoughts, emotions, and actions. He consistently reminded himself to stay grounded in the present and to avoid being swept away by distractions or the opinions of others. He writes, "Don't waste time on what you cannot control. Don't become anxious about things that are out of your hands. Instead, focus on what you can do right now." This Stoic approach to mindfulness encourages us to be present and fully engaged in the task at hand. By focusing on what is within our control and letting go of the rest, we can maintain our peace of mind and act with purpose. A key aspect of this practice is to become more aware of our thoughts and emotions in real time. When we experience negative emotions, such as anger, anxiety, or frustration, Stoicism teaches us to recognize these feelings without judgment. Rather than getting lost in them or allowing them to dictate our behavior, we can simply acknowledge them, assess their validity, and decide how we want to respond. This process of observing our thoughts and emotions without becoming entangled in them is central to living in the present. The Stoic mindset, letting go of regret and worry. One of the reasons why we often struggle to live in the present moment is our tendency to dwell on past regrets or worry about future uncertainties. Marcus Aurelius understood this tendency all too well. He frequently reminded himself that regret over the past and anxiety about the future were counterproductive, as neither could change the present moment. In Meditations, he reflects on the futility of worrying about things that are beyond our control. If you are pained by any external thing, it is not this thing that disturbs you, but your own judgment about it, and it is in your power to wipe out that judgment now. This quote highlights the Stoic view that the way we perceive events is more important than the events themselves. Our suffering often stems not from what happens to us, but from how we interpret those events. By choosing to shift our perspective and live in the present, we free ourselves from the burden of regret and worry. Instead of fixating on what has already passed or what might happen in the future, Marcus Aurelius advises focusing on how we can act in the present moment. When we center our thoughts and actions on the here and now, we not only reduce stress, but also become more effective and intentional in everything we do. Living in accordance with nature. For Marcus Aurelius, one of the key principles of Stoic thought was living in accordance with nature. This meant recognizing that life is filled with both good and bad moments, and that we should embrace whatever comes our way with acceptance and grace. It also meant focusing on what we can control and letting go of the rest. Living in accordance with nature also means accepting the natural flow of time. By focusing on the present, we align ourselves with the rhythm of life, rather than resisting it. When we accept that time is constantly moving forward, and that we cannot control the passing of time, we become more attuned to the present moment. We realize that our time is limited, and so we make the most of it by living fully in the here and now. Practical ways to apply this wisdom. While the idea of living in the present moment may sound simple, it can be challenging to implement in our daily lives. In our fast-paced, constantly connected world, it is easy to become distracted by external stimuli, such as social media, work pressures, and personal concerns. However, there are several practical ways we can cultivate the Stoic practice of living in the present. Practice mindfulness daily. Take time each day to pause and check in with yourself. Whether through meditation, deep breathing, or simply sitting quietly for a few minutes, this practice can help you become more aware of your thoughts and feelings in the present moment. Focus on the task at hand. Whether you're working, spending time with family, or engaging in a hobby, give your full attention to the task at hand. Avoid multitasking, as this can dilute your focus and prevent you from being fully present. Let go of what you cannot control. When you find yourself worrying about the past or future, remind yourself that you cannot change what has already happened, nor can you predict what will come. Focus on what you can control, your actions, thoughts, and reactions in the present. Embrace impermanence. Recognize that life is always changing and that time is limited. This understanding can motivate you to make the most of each moment and appreciate the present, rather than constantly looking to the future or dwelling on the past. Practice gratitude. Regularly reflect on the things you are grateful for in the present moment. This simple practice can help you shift your focus from what you lack to what you already have, cultivating a sense of contentment and peace. Part 7. The role of virtue in achieving inner peace. From Marcus Aurelius and other Stoic philosophers, virtue is the cornerstone of a good and peaceful life. In Meditations, he consistently emphasizes the importance of developing virtuous character traits and living in accordance with the moral laws of nature. Virtue, in the Stoic sense, is not just a matter of acting good in a conventional sense, but living with integrity, wisdom, courage, justice, and self-control. By cultivating these virtues, Marcus believed that we could achieve true inner peace, irrespective of external circumstances. The 4 Stoic virtues. The Stoics identified 4 cardinal virtues: wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance, that were seen as essential for living a virtuous life. These virtues help guide us in making decisions, forming relationships, and responding to life's challenges. The Stoics believed that practicing these virtues consistently, regardless of what happens around us, would lead to a life of inner peace. Wisdom. Wisdom is the ability to recognize what is within our control and what is not. It allows us to make rational, informed decisions and to understand the natural order of things. Wisdom enables us to avoid harmful emotions, make ethical choices, and live a life aligned with nature's purpose. Marcus Aurelius constantly reminded himself to seek wisdom through thoughtful reflection, especially when confronted with adversity. Courage. Courage is the ability to face fear, pain, or difficulty with strength and resolve. It is not the absence of fear, but the ability to act virtuously despite it. Marcus Aurelius faced numerous challenges throughout his life as a ruler, including wars and political unrest. He demonstrated courage by remaining steadfast in his principles and focusing on what truly mattered, his moral integrity. Justice in Stoic philosophy is about treating others with fairness, honesty, and respect. It involves acting in accordance with moral law and ensuring that one's actions contribute to the well-being of others. For Marcus, justice was not just a political or social obligation. It was a personal commitment to fairness and kindness in all aspects of life. In meditations, he frequently reminds himself to treat others with respect, even when they wrong him. Temperance is the practice of moderation and self-control. It involves regulating one's desires and actions so that they are in balance with reason and virtue. In an age where luxury and excess were common among the elite, Marcus Aurelius understood that true peace came from avoiding indulgence and focusing on the necessities of life. Temperance helps keep us grounded and prevents us from becoming slaves to our desires. Virtue as the path to inner peace. In Stoicism, virtue is not just an abstract concept or a moral ideal. It is the practical path to inner peace. By acting in accordance with virtue, we harmonize our lives with nature, and in doing so, we remove the inner turmoil that arises from acting out of alignment with our values. For Marcus Aurelius, achieving inner peace wasn't about external circumstances. It wasn't about having wealth, power, or a carefree life. Instead, he believed that true peace comes from living in accordance with virtue, maintaining control over our inner world, and finding satisfaction in our moral actions rather than in external achievements. He writes, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one." This simple yet profound statement reflects the Stoic belief that it is not enough to think about virtue. One must actively live it. By doing so, we foster inner tranquility. When we align our actions with our values, our lives are filled with a sense of meaning, purpose, and coherence. Living a virtuous life in the modern world, the idea of virtue as the foundation of inner peace remains highly relevant today. In the midst of modern life's constant distractions and pressures, it's easy to lose sight of what truly matters. We may chase after external rewards, wealth, status, approval, but these things often bring little lasting contentment. By focusing on cultivating the four Stoic virtues, we can achieve a sense of peace that is independent of our external circumstances. In practical terms, this means making deliberate choices to act wisely, with courage, justice, and temperance in mind, regardless of the situation. For example, in our personal lives, we can practice wisdom by reflecting before we make decisions, courage by standing up for what is right even when it's difficult, justice by treating others with fairness and respect, and temperance by not overindulging in things that are ultimately fleeting or harmful. By continually practicing these virtues, we develop the resilience to face life's challenges without being swayed by negative emotions. Virtue leads to a stable inner foundation, and from that place, we can experience lasting peace and satisfaction. Conclusion. In a world that constantly demands our attention and energy, the teachings of Marcus Aurelius and Meditations offer timeless wisdom that can help us cultivate inner peace. By applying the Stoic principles he espoused, particularly the cultivation of virtue, the acceptance of what we cannot control, and the focus on living in the present moment, we can create a life that is not swayed by external circumstances or fleeting desires. Marcus Aurelius' insights into life's challenges encourage us to shift our mindset. He urges us to embrace adversity as a path for growth, seeing obstacles not as threats, but as opportunities to strengthen our character and resolve. His perspective reminds us that the true source of peace lies not in the world around us, but in our response to it. By focusing on what we can control, our thoughts, actions, and attitudes, we free ourselves from the turmoil that often arises from striving for things outside our control. Furthermore, his emphasis on virtue, wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance provides a practical framework for living a life aligned with our highest values. These virtues, when practiced consistently, lead us toward a state of tranquility that is impervious to the distractions of modern life. Whether facing personal struggles or global uncertainties, these Stoic virtues serve as a guide to achieving not just peace of mind, but a life of deeper meaning and fulfillment. Incorporating these principles from meditations into our daily lives is a powerful way to cultivate the inner peace that Marcus Aurelius so deeply valued. His teachings encourage us to live thoughtfully, act justly, and embrace each moment with grace and equanimity. By doing so, we can navigate life's complexities with a steady heart and a clear mind, qualities that are just as crucial today as they were in ancient Rome. If you found value in this discussion on meditations and its application to modern life, consider subscribing to the Stoic Philosophy to continue exploring how these timeless teachings can help us lead a more peaceful, purposeful existence.